The Detroit Lions look to keep their winning streak alive in December. The Chicago Bears had other plans and spoiled Detroit's chances of picking up their 10th win in Week 14. Now the Lions will look to a short week and a primetime matchup against the Denver Broncos Saturday night. We'll talk all about that game and more right here on Inside the Pride.
Let's go. Going down. Sack back at the 30-yard line. Aiden Hutchinson got him again. Goes deep downfield, got a man wide open. Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions. How about that?
And by the way, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. All roads go through Detroit.
This is Inside the Pride on the Lions TV network. I'm Dannie Rogers. After crossing off 2 of their 3 NFC North opponents, Detroit is still in the driver's seat for their first ever division title with a 2-game lead. Fortunately for the Lions, a loss Sunday in Chicago will have a short shelf life as Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos get set to head to the Motor City Saturday night. Before we turn the page, let's check out the highlights from Week 14.
Soldier Field in Chicago, Week 14 of the National Football League, and the Lions are getting set for an NFC North battle. In the house, looking for win number 10, set to take on the Bears. There's the snap, Fields back, blitz comes, gonna get hit, gonna go down, sack back outside the 25-yard line. Jalen Reeves Maben got him. Off takes, turns, gives to Jameer over the right side, big hole, there he goes, 40-yard line, 45, it's a foot race to the 50, Bears territory, and he shoved out of bounds inside the 35-yard line down at the 34. It is 4th and 1. Chicago goes straight to the line. Fields up under center. He turns. They go outside from the sweep, and they did not get it. They tried to go misdirection, flipped it to DJ Moore, and he's picked up there by Ifeatu Melifonwu. Goff pitches right. Gibbs trying to get the angle. He does. 10-5. Gibbs spinning at the 2 into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Takes it to the house, and the Lions are on the scoreboard for the first time today. Fields takes the snap. Being chased. He's going to get hit. Going to go down. Sack back inside the 20-yard line. Aiden Hutchinson got him. There's the snap. Jared back, looks, throws, end zone, caught. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Josh Reynolds. Lions rush 4, Fields back, Fields in trouble, Fields gonna get hit, gonna go down, sacked again, John Kaminsky, the commissioner having himself a day. Ready for third quarter action. Final 30 minutes of this game underway. Fields is gonna work out of the gun, Lions showing 5 across the front. They bring a blitz, Fields is back, he's got time, throws, knocked down at the line. Big time play in there by Jalen Reeves Maben. That is money. Bears from the Lion 38. Fields out of the gun, takes the snap, keeps it himself, hit and dropped by Derek Barnes. Just dropped him right at the line of scrimmage. Read it, finished it. Big stuff. 2nd and 5, Lions from their own 30. Goff takes the snap, gives to Montgomery. Montgomery finds a hole across the 35, barrels his way across the 40 to the 43-yard line, picked up 13.
3rd down and 10. 4-man rush. It's Montgomery. And he stumbles ahead for the first down. What an effort by David Montgomery. 28-13. Bears lead it. 3.5 remains. Goff. Oh, what a catch by Reynolds. Jaquan Brisker was in the area. And a twisting Reynolds, who has a touchdown today, was able to spin away for 27.
Fields takes the snap, takes a knee, and that'll do it. 2 teams will meet out in the middle of the field to say job well done, job better done on this day by the Chicago Bears. They get a victory by a score of 28-13.
It's the same thing, though. I'm not in panic mode. I'm not losing confidence. We're good. We got 4 to go here, and all we got to do is get our discipline back, continue to fight like we fight, and look, it wasn't our day today, man. We didn't handle it. You know, when you do that to yourself against a good team, that's what happens, and this is a good team. But we got plenty here. The guys we got, it only motivates you to want to move on and get a win. That's what it does.
The Detroit Lions will look to rebound against the 7-6 Denver Broncos Saturday night. Head coach Dan Campbell will break down that matchup soon, but first, it's the season of sharing with the Detroit Lions. We'll be right back. Inside the Pride is sponsored by Kroger. Henry Ford Health, and by the Ford Motor Company. The Detroit Lions kicked off their season of sharing by heading to Meyer, where local students from the farm program paired up with Lions players and cheerleaders to shop for presents to get into the holiday spirit.
You ready? All right, so first question, who do y'all want to shop for? This is a good area. This is the clearance section, I believe. Y'all, we can get a whole lot from right here if we want to work the game. What's that right there? What is that? Oh, some coloring? You like to color?
Yeah.
Are you an artist? Let me find out. Whatever you paint, let me know. I want to see whatever it is you painting, because you're an artist for sure.
I got you.
Magically? You say you want toys though, right? All right, so we're gonna hit the toys.
There go the toy session.
Anthony Pittman, he was with us when he was a Wayne State University student. He was a volunteer with the farm program. He was a guy who didn't have a father necessarily in his life either, so he understood the work that we're doing. So to see these guys out here supporting the work we're doing, reconnecting with their children, having better relationships with the mothers of their children, and just making communities and families better all the way around is what this is all about.
Get a football section. The real section.
What's all in this cart that you guys are picking out with Anthony?
We picking out some things we need, some things we want. I was really excited to come today to get this too, so we can do Nerf battle.
Anything for family, or is it all for you?
I'm gonna share this with my cousin.
You're gonna share with your cousin? I love that.
Share with my cousin.
It was a blast. The kids I had, they had a great time. They got everything they wanted. Mr. Holden's godson was like, man, is this a dream? And man, they had a blast. I was able to do some toy shopping myself. I haven't been toy shopping in like 10 years. So, man, I was excited to do this.
Anthony, what's like the favorite of this holiday season so far?
Well, the favorite, I'm kind of pumped that they got like 5 footballs. I mean, I figure you only need one, but when football is life, if you got 5, then you just keep playing all day. So then you got some Sonic in here. That's a classic. Skateboards, mouth guard. Look at that. Ball is life.
Athletes.
So a lot of athletes in the group. I'm excited. They're excited. Oh, and we have AirPods as well. You got to have the AirPods wherever you go.
So think about who y'all gonna play with, and not so much like, oh, she got that many. It doesn't matter how many y'all got. It's about who y'all gonna play with.
I'm gonna play with it for sure.
Okay. Oh, who got the kitchen? This is nice.
That's mine.
All right,
That's mine.
It's only one of them. Whose is it? Which one?
It's mine.
All right, rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I
All
got
right,
you.
there you
No,
go.
I got that.
We're gonna find one. We're gonna find one like that.
Not only are we going to have gifts under the Christmas tree, but they're going to have better relationships with their fathers and their families, and that's what this is all about. The program teaches fathers how to be better men, be better fathers, and be contributors in society. All of that together, the gifts is like an icing on top, right? But to see the family unit come together and make these guys better people is what we're talking about.
Mr. Bell's doing great work in the community. It's always a joy seeing him and being in the community with Mr. Bell. You know, we were able to do this for the kids and have a good time, so it's really special.
The season of sharing continued at Ford Field with presents from the Pride. Students from the Detroit Lions Academy spent a day gearing up for the holidays with a Santa photo op, lunch with the Detroit Lions organization, and of course, receiving a present for underneath the tree.
Meyer really enjoys our partnership with the Lions. We really see Lions as an organization that is as passionate and committed to the communities that they serve as we strive to be. And so we really find that when we partner with the Detroit Lions, we are able to do some great work together. It was really such a treat to be able to be part of the celebration here today. Just saw so many happy children, great big smiles, a lot of community going on, sharing a meal together, choosing some presents. We were just so glad to be a part of this and help volunteer to bring a smile to some kids' faces during the holidays.
It was great. It was gift giving for the Detroit Lions Academy. The middle school and high school students came through, and I think there's like over 400 gifts that were given out. It just adds to the season, you know, and when you can do things for the community like this and be involved, and it's more than just the game anymore. Now it is about community, and it is about, you know, coming together, you know, in good old Detroit and putting the best face on and having a wonderful holiday season.
Welcome back to Inside the Pride. I'm joined by head coach Dan Campbell. Week 15, a bounce back week for your team. You said earlier this week, though, that some of your best players didn't have their best game. What do they need to show you Saturday night to say that, hey, your foundational players are coming out with a vengeance?
Listen, it's as simple as just do your job. Do your job. We don't need you to do something that is out of your wheelhouse, out of our wheelhouse. You know, play within the system and just be yourself. Just be the reliable self that we know you are, because that's why you are some of our best players. They do that, they'll be fine. And here's what I do know about those players, all of them. They're prideful, they're accountable, and I expect big games out of all of them this week.
Mm-hmm. When you talk about your coaching tree and your mentors in this game, you almost always bring up Sean Payton. That's the first time you'll face him in your Detroit tenure as a head coach. What's the number one thing you've learned from Coach Payton over the years?
There's a number of things, but probably about the discipline of what you do and the consistency of what you do. That's one. Two is use of personnel, how you use the best of each player that you have on the roster that's going to the game.
It's year 2 for quarterback Russell Wilson. Up and down year if we look at the stats. That's why we're looking at the film. What does your defense need to hone in on to limit the vet?
They're going to be efficient first, second down, run the ball, man, play pass, but when they play pass, nudge the edges, really, 7-man protection, then get on outlets and 2 receiver routes, push it down the field. They're trying to get DPI, shot plays, explosives. This actually is right before 2 minute here, and I think they're, hey, if you've got this, take it, catch out of bounds, clock stops. But, Russell does a good job of reading this, and he realizes this guy busts the route or busts the coverage, and so he fills the corner. He gets a huge explosive over the top that right before halftime, gets out of bounds. So he can see this stuff now. He still feels it. He very much can read defenses. He's mobile enough, and he's got a big arm.
Wilson's going to find wide receiver Cortland Sutton, no doubt about it. Sutton is a walking highlight reel in addition to his 10 touchdowns and 13 yards per catch. How does your defense make sure they do not end up on that highlight reel?
Yeah, look, he's tough now. Between he and Judy, I mean, they've got some guys now, and so what he does a good job of, man, he's a long range, long strider. He gets his build to speed and he can go, but really it's this radar. He can track these deep balls. He's really good at finding them, tracking them. He's got length, and he can also, if it's short, he'll go up and high ball it. He'll high point the ball. But they do a good job from behind him. Man, they will protect it up. You're about to see, look at the double teams. It starts here and then it works its way out. All right, double team. And he's got all the time in the world to just sit in this pocket and launch one up and let your guy go make a play on the other guy.
Mm-hmm. Broncos defensively #1 in the league in takeaways with 24, coming off of 6 sacks against the Chargers. Linebacker Jonathan Cooper, he is putting up stats in both of those categories. How do you like your matchup with Cooper?
Well, look, let me start here. He's a heck of a player. This is a salty group now, and both of these edge guys are salty rushers. This guy can bend the edge. There's Coop you're talking about. But how do I like our matchup? I love our tackles, all right? And I will always take our tackles, all right? We're fortunate to have those guys. But these are good rushers. And this guy, it does. It starts with him. He's got a quick first step. He's wiry. Look at his hands. You can see with his left hand, he does this all the time. He's crafty. He can dip, rip, turn the hoop, and then he does this stuff here. Gets the ball out, gets a sack. So it's a relentless group now.
Mm-hmm. Your team is going back home to Ford Field for the first time in 23 days.
Yeah.
You're going up against a mentor like Sean Payton. How perfect of an opportunity is this for your team to bounce back in the month of December that you keep saying is so critical?
It's a great opportunity, man. It's right here in front of us. And there's no such thing as we can go back if we want missed opportunity. No, it's this one. We have it right in front of us. This is the opportunity. So it's going to be special to get back home. It's time. I feel like we've been on the road a long time. Get back home Saturday night, our fans, our crew, against, somebody I got a ton of respect for and enough respect to where, man, I sure want to beat him. Let's get win number 10.
Mm-hmm. Thanks so much, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Center Frank Ragnow has been a key piece to Detroit's offense since 2018. Off the field, Ragnow has been making an unforgettable difference, curating an outdoor experience that helps kids who are grieving. Ragnow is Detroit's Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, one of the most prestigious honors in the NFL.
When I think about a nominee for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, I think about Frank Ragnow.
He's always been a talented football player, and I think he's the best center in the league, and probably my favorite teammate I've ever had in my whole career.
Frank is a great young man. He's caring, loving, he embodies everything that you want, but seeing him on the field is one thing, but seeing him off the field is something special.
He's always wanting to be of service to others. He wants to try to make things better for other people as a football player and a person.
It was my junior year of college. My dad passed away. He had a bad heart attack.
It was really, really hard on me. I guess one thing that really helped me get through it was just fishing.
I want to help grieving kids, grieving families, and get them to the outdoors too and help. I think it's a therapy that you don't even realize is a therapy.
The Rags Remember Foundation is a foundation that's focused towards using the outdoors to provide a therapeutic tool to grieve. And it's for kids, family members who have lost someone.
Losing a parent is so hard. Speaking to the kids and making sure that they know they're not alone. Like Frank and the Rags Remember Foundation, they're bringing a smile in the darkest place possible.
I think he just wants to just kind of be there for people. Maybe not even necessarily have all the answers, but just like be there.
To open up about something so tragic and something so personal, and he's doing it in such a positive way. He's the epitome of what this award is.
All right, see that bobber over there? You gotta watch that. If it goes down, that means you have a fish.
He's touching so many different lives and so many different people, and he's inspiring them to channel all of that grief and all of that hurt in a positive way. Because when you deal with something so tragic as death, a part of you gets taken away. And Frank's impact is giving it back to them.
My 8-year-old especially, she's always looking for someone who's like her, another 8-year-old girl who's lost her dad. So it's so wonderful to be where we have this really incredible athlete who has something in common with these young kids who would look up to him. I think that's a really wonderful opportunity.
I do have this platform, and I want to be there for them. I want to let them know that maybe a football player in the NFL is going through it.
When you look at the purpose behind his foundation and the purpose that's driving him to connect with anybody that's going through the grieving process of losing a loved one, it literally represents everything that this award and this nomination stands for.
To see the impact I've had on a couple of those kids is pretty cool. Like, we see each other and we all smile.
I don't really want to tell people how to grieve, but I just want to provide an outlet that helped me.
Knowing his story and managing that grief and putting it towards something positive with building his foundation, you can't ask for a better guy in that locker room and a better example for our youth.
The Walter Payton Man of the Year winner will be announced Super Bowl week during NFL Honors on February 8th. Ragnow has the opportunity to be the first Detroit Lion to take home the honor. Inside the Pride, we'll be right back. Wishing for something special? Maybe it's VIP seats, the meal of a lifetime, or an unforgettable journey. Whatever it is, Community Financial Credit Union can make it a reality. Share your impossible dream at impossibledreams.org by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Before we wrap up today's show, let's get into some Rogers retweets. We're going back to Chicago just for a second. This group looked like they were having so much fun. They're rocking a Bobby Lane, Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey. The caption, Chicago is nice, but it's no Detroit. I agree. Come on back home to Detroit. I have to say, all of the Fanzalonis that keep showing up to games, one of a kind. I love all the wigs. I kind of want one. That should have been my Halloween costume. You guys have been crushing it. Glad Anzalone is getting his flowers with all of the love from the Detroit Lions fans. Every time you tune into a Detroit Lions game, someone is making history. Sunday against the Bears, it was defensive lineman Aiden Hutchinson. His sack against the Bears put him at 16 for his career. That is the most by a Detroit Lion in their first 2 seasons. We're talking some more history. This is a first in the NFL for a team to have a rookie running back and rookie tight end each produce 700-plus scrimmage yards in the same season. That is no one else than Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta, who keep showing up big for these Detroit Lions. That wraps up Rogers Retweets. The clock is ticking for those who wanted to place a bid on the mini replica statue of Barry Sanders. You have until Saturday, December 18th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Only one of these statues is in commission to honor the greatest running back of all time. Head to DetroitLions.com to place your bid. That wraps up this edition of Inside the Pride. Reminder, Detroit Lions kick off in primetime Saturday night against the Denver Broncos. Game time is slated for 8:15 on NFL Network. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you right back here next week.